The agency owner you are about to watch is stuck on cold SMS outreach. He is at $5,000 a month in his agency and he just cannot scale past it. He's been doing this for 2 years, and cannot scale his agency to where it needs to be. And in today's video, you are going to watch me genuinely break down every single core component of his business, see where the constraints are, and put a fix into every single one of those gaps. So let's start. To start us out with, once again, if you could give me a rundown of where you feel like you're at with the company and the biggest constraints you've got. And then we're just going to slowly, step by step, go through this document you've prepared and see what we need to do to fix everything.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I started like SMMA like 2 years ago. Pretty much I was like targeting real estate agents. Then probably around 3 or 4 months ago when I joined the group, I switched from targeting real estate agents to targeting just contractors. I started out with epoxy flooring companies, but I found the problem there was a lot of people were just getting started out with their company. Then by luck, like I was doing cold SMS to epoxy companies. And I got like a flooring client, like a guy who does flooring, and he was making some good money. Like he was making around $1 million per year. So I thought, yeah, this niche seems better. Let's switch from epoxy to just flooring in general. And yeah, I made the switch probably around 2 months ago or so. Like in epoxy, I was running ads, like B2B ads, plus I was covering ad spend and running like a PPSA offer. But in that, I was not super profitable. So like I just panicked and I stopped running like B2B ads and just switched to cold SMS.
So let's begin the diagnostics. Where are we at? What have we listened to so far? Well, here's the thing. He's ran 6 offers in 2 years and hit the same ceiling every single time. He's been in the game for 2 fucking years, but he hasn't been able to get past that ceiling, which is approximately $4,600 or thereabouts. Like, you'll see he genuinely hasn't been able to cross a very, very specific number. I find it crazy. $4,400 and $4,200 has been the ceiling he keeps hitting. Isn't that interesting? That is a mathematical issue. That isn't oh, I wonder what the problem is. There is genuinely something, a physical constraint that is stopping him get past where he actually needs to be.
Just to keep costs low. And right now, I think the biggest bottleneck, there are a couple of things. Number one, like I don't think like the number of qualified shown up appointments I'm getting is a lot, and a lot of them aren't converting. Like probably 30% of them are just unqualified. Like either they are just completely broke or like they don't even offer flooring or anything else. And like the ones who are qualified, I've found like 30 to 40% of them, like they are not at their home, like they are outside when they are taking the sales call. So when I'm asking them to make the payment, like they're not making the payment. I think even a bigger constraint than that is my profitability with like PPSA. Like sometimes I'm profitable with it, sometimes I'm not. And I'm just I think a way better thing I can do is just have them cover the ad spend. And also I think also I'm overcomplicating it a bit because almost every sales calls I'm getting, I'm pitching them a different offer, like depending on what they told me they've tried in the past. For example, if they told me, I tried getting leads, but the leads weren't picking up the phone, I just pitched them a PPSA offer. Whereas if they for example, I hopped on like an older guy and I thought like this guy won't pay me like $300 per appointment. So I just pitched him like $80 per lead. So
I see.
Yeah, that's pretty
much
makes
total sense.
Yeah, that's the gist.
Yeah. I think on that point alone, like what you're doing is you're changing your model to prevent confronting objections. Like with the leads not answering the phone, we can easily explain how we prevent that from happening. Same with the pay-per-shot appointment model, we can justify why it's stronger than pay-per-lead, especially for an older guy. I think you've explained your situation really, really well, and obviously we'll go through the document now. But yeah, let's look at this. I think first of all, you've been in 2 years, which means you have a lot of experience in the industries. You've tried quite a few different niches, currently operating in flooring contractors. Acquisition is full cold SMS. Are you running any B2B ads at the moment, or is it all cold SMS?
I am thinking about starting it. That's why also I wanted to speak with you. But yeah, now everything is cold SMS right now.
Okay, that's fine. So that's good. We can get that back up and cooking. Current core offer, you're going $1 down, 300 per shown appointment. And I assume the 300 per shown appointment means that you're covering the ad spend, right?
Yep, yeah.
Understood. Okay. Flooring contractors, 300 per shown appointment. Let's look at flooring contractors for a quick moment. Flooring contractors on average, I'd say they make probably 3,000 per job. There's not a lot of high ticket jobs. We're charging 10% of their, I don't even know if that might be profit for a lot of them. Some of them that can even be revenue. So we're charging, it's basically even a 10% revenue share. So your pricing might be a little bit off balance. We might need to do some corrections to that to make sure that this makes total sense to flooring contractors. But again, I'll cover that sort of stuff in the Miro section. So that's probably an issue that obviously I'll just highlight that because we'll probably need to come back to that. Revenue so far this month at the point of recording, it is now the 19th of August. You're sitting at 2,500 collected. Last month you did 4,400, which by the way, that's fucking great. Well done, buddy. Month before that, 1,900. So month before that was 25. Month before that one, 19. So one thing that's really important is a lot of people watch and that's all they do. They watch. You've actually taken action and consistently improved and increased over month, which is really, really strong. So that's good. You've hit a ceiling, which is fine. All we need to do is fix the constraints of that ceiling. You said you hit roughly 4,200 a month twice last year. So this is obviously like, it's crazy that it's roughly the same. Like you seem to be hitting the exact ceiling every single time. So this is good. We have one ceiling. We just need to identify how to get through that. It was driven by closing 2 deals, converting one PPSA client into a 1K retainer and 1,200 realtor renewal. So kind of lower ticket stuff, but fair enough. Your goal over the next 30 days is to reach 10K a month in profit, not just revenue, which is very, very achievable. Current offers, client 1, you've got them on pay per lead. Client 2, you've got pay per shown appointment, PPSA, retainer, hybrid. So like there's so many different variants going on, which to be honest with you, like obviously I'm going to say on paper, you want to avoid this. In practice, this does happen with business. However, what you're doing in your sales calls is you're just guessing which one to pitch them based on who they are. You want to choose from this point onwards, which model are you going to utilize in flooring? And I'll help you select which one's going to work best. And then only pitch that one. Don't change your offer. Don't change your solution.
It's not an ability problem. He knows what he's doing because he's been in the game for the longest time, but he just doesn't have the right vehicle of acquisition, and also he isn't positioned in the right place to be. Here's his best month. Let's look at those numbers. $4,400 came in, 2,100 came out into ads, right? That is not enough. Like we're putting in 2.2K and we're getting 4.4 out. Like we've got a 2x return. We just can't do anything with that. We can't, because it's not even factoring in other costs, SMS fees, setters, WAP, Loom, all these other softwares that we probably didn't even mention there. Now, with the $8,000 approximately that he would have in cash, we don't really want to be wasting that money and time in SMS Outreach. And a big thing that I'm going to push on him in today's video is nailing his B2B ads. Because if you can nail your ads, you genuinely will find your acquisition problem will be completely solved and you can really, really take off. Because hitting $4,200 twice last year and $4,400 last month, it tells you that it is something his business is doing. So one of his vehicles, one of his sources, something. Because he's done this in different niches, different clients, different acquisition channels, but he still hit that same number. That is not a coincidence. That's actually a structural ceiling. And the bespoke ceiling is this. Every single client he signs gets a custom build. It's its own price, its own billing, its own ad spend arrangement, its own qualification, its own delivery, because it's all these different niches. It's real estate, it's this, it's that. So his capacity is not measured in clients. It's measured in how many different delivery systems one man can hold in his head at once. Remember, his biggest constraint is that he can't keep this fucking weight on his shoulders of maintaining profitability with his ad spend. Had his brain not been so stressed and so focused looking at bullshit things like what niche I'm meant to be in and all my clients in different niches, he would have been able to realize a very simple solution to this problem is profitability and maintaining his profitability through a better offer. He's running just raw PPSA, and to be honest with you, his pay-per-shown appointment price is ridiculous. It's way, way too low. And that is it. It's a complexity ceiling and a financial ceiling. He needs to change those two things to enable himself to actually escape what he's doing.
I'll tell you, and this is just a potential suggestion, I'm not saying we need to do this right out the gate. I think, and we've tested this with other people, you can charge something like $40 per lead plus 97 per shown appointment. The reason you do this is you become profitable with the pay per lead. The per shown appointment price is extra money on top of what you do. I'm running this with a few guys in the group right now where they charge for both the leads and the appointments and they cover the ad spend. Now, you mentioned before with PPSA, like pure PPSA, there's been chances, a lot of times where you've been unprofitable and it's very inconsistent. Yeah. With pay per lead, you know that I just got to get them leads, right? With pay per shown appointment, it has the high upside. What if we combined the two offers together and made this hybrid that's easy to sell and fixes the problem you had where you keep guessing and changing, oh, I'm going to do pay per lead, or oh, with this guy, I'm going to do PPSA. If you just did both with everyone, you have one offer, one fulfillment vehicle, and a pricing structure that covers your back financially. And also, even if they make 3K per job, financially makes total sense to the flooring contractors. So that's something that I would probably recommend. Let's see what else we've got written in here. We've got the retainer clients as well. He said currently pausing because of issues with his card. Do you use WAP, Stripe? Like, what is your main processor at the moment?
Yeah, I personally use Stripe.
Understood. And is it a Stripe issue or is it actually his card in the bank?
Yeah, it's actually his like his ads itself are paused. Like we are not running ads for him. Yeah,
understood.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That does happen a lot of the time. It's often because they just need to approve the charge. They have to. The fix behind that is if they call the bank and say, "Can you approve Meta transactions?" They'll say it's already approved. He has to call the bank and say, "I need to speak to your financial manager. I need to get a what's it called? I think I can't remember what the exact word is, but he needs ads. He needs to add a merchant to an allow list. So he's going to say, I need to add Meta ads, Facebook advertising to my allow list so that no charges get blocked to Meta. That's what we do so the card never gets blocked and fucks up our ad account. He has to speak to the manager, not actual helpers, because they don't got a fucking clue what that means. And then we have a hybrid as well. You've got a little bit of ad spend, PPSA on top. That's unfortunate. He's in the hospital too. Fucking hell, mate. You got some unfortunate stuff going on. You have another realtor client who's on a 500 trial running his ads. He normally runs the ads himself. All right, cool. So we've got kind of a good mix going on here. Now, what made you land on flooring contractors? Because obviously you've kind of been in a few different niches. You've been in epoxy, you've been in realtors. Now, why flooring contractors? What's the thought process there?
Yeah, to be honest, it was just luck. Like I started with epoxy. Then I landed like a flooring contractor by mistake. Like I was just like sending out cold SMS. And even in flooring contractors, there is a big difference. There are two types of flooring contractors. Like one is people who like do retail, like they sell the flooring and then they also do installation. Like they have their own retail shops. And another is pretty much people who just do installation. I found that the people who do retail, like flooring retailers, like they own like a shop or something, and plus they do installation. They typically have like a lot more money compared to like people who just do installation.
You're right. 100% right. So that's good. So like we know flooring is obviously a good niche if you're targeting the better types of people, which tell us in our ads, we have to make sure that we're targeting higher up the food chain. We attract those better quality people who can pay us more so that we don't get financial objections, and obviously retention's easy. So I personally fucking love flooring because the service delivery also, or you've probably experienced it, it's really easy. Really easy. Flooring's not really seasonal either. So it's an all-around very good niche, very scalable, not just a 10K a month, but we're talking 50K, 100K plus. Whereas a lot of outdoor contractor niches are not impossible to scale to that level, but just harder. So that's good. I'm glad you chose that.
Now, the next core topic we talk about in this video is that he has 6 clients in 6 completely different businesses. That's straight out of his own document, right? Genuinely, every single client that he's signed has created a new business and a new problem that he has to solve. He has one on pay-per-lead, one on pay-per-shown appointment, retainer, hybrid, realtor, on a trial. Like, it's just genuinely scattered. It's very, very scrappy. It's very, very confusing, right? In the last 19 days, he's pitched PPSA, all these different price points. He's pitched pay-per-lead. Like, you can't get genuine data if you keep changing what your offer is. That's 8 offers in 26 sales calls. He's changing his offer every single fucking time he thinks that it's going to get a sale in, when in reality what we need to do is pick our offer and then change everything else around that, because that's how you make a successful business, right? He's diagnosing which offer this particular prospect won't object to rather than just tackling the objection head on. For example, if he gets them to pay ad spend, this is a hypothetical, they might tell him, I don't want to pay ad spend. You'll just say to them, well, listen, no way, no problem. Either way, you're going to be paying ad spend, whether I increase my pay-per-shown appointment price or I charge you an upfront setup fee. You're still going to have to pay it one way or another. But the fact that you're paying it daily means that my sole objective is getting you the best quality appointments instead of always thinking about what's my profit margins on this and how can I keep myself profitable. Isn't that what you wanted, Mr. Customer? You wanted quality. So surely you paying ad spend actually puts you in a safer position than you not paying ad spend. So all of these, you can confront the objections, because the model, changing the model solely for the purpose of avoiding confronting objections is not the way to do it. Right? You just need to learn how to help people. It's not even objection handling. Learn how to teach them that your model is actually a safe and very, very good model to do. Now, the biggest part of your document, which has been reiterated multiple times over, and I think it's all leading on from what we've just talked about, is that profitability is your number one constraint. And I do genuinely believe in this, because the cause is that the price was set against the wrong number, right? You priced what you could get a prospect to say yes to rather than what a shown appointment costs you to get. Remember, you can't just price based on what you know everyone's going to say yes to. You have to price based on what actually makes sense for you to be profitable in the back end. Okay? In pay-per-shown appointment, there's exactly one number that sits on the business owner's shoulders, and that's their cost to deliver a shown appointment. The total ad spend divided by what you can actually bill it for. Not leads, not appointments, none of that shit. And a lot of the time, if you're not finding a way to alleviate the ad spend stress, let's just call it the ad spend stress, then you're unfortunately going to lose significantly. It's going to be a painful situation because one of two things will happen. One, you become unprofitable. Or number two, you become profitable, but your quality is really, really shit because you're only thinking about profitability, so you churn the client. Now, later on in this video, you'll find how we're actually going to solve that, but let's continue talking. B2B ads were not profitable, so you stopped and went to cold SMS. Well, here's the thing. It's like saying, I have a F1 car here. I have an F1 car, but I couldn't figure out how to start the engine because it's really confusing and there's loads of buttons on the steering wheel. I don't know what have you ever seen an F1 steering wheel? It's fucking insane. Let me see if I can find a GIF. F1. Can we get an F1 steering wheel? Oh, it doesn't show it. Steering. I really want to show this to the video. Yeah. Like this. You see this here? And this? I don't know what the fuck is there a cat doing there. But you get the point. Look at all the buttons on there. You see all the buttons? Like, it's confusing. It's very, very confusing. Jesus Christ, amazing. I love that. Whereas with a car, which is your SMS, a standard car, right? You just know how to drive it. It's very, very simple. Put it in gear, clutch down, off you go. F1 cars are confusing in the beginning, but they get you places way, way quicker. You don't just randomly go, shit, I can't start the engine. You haven't even tried driving it yet, to be totally honest with you. So, for example, let's look at your B2B epoxy test. You spent 500, closed 3. That's a CAC of 167 per client. And you just called it a fucking day. We just called it a day. The 167 CAC in a contractor niche is not a good result. It's an excellent result, to be very clear. And most people in our group, to be clear to anyone watching, if you aren't aware, we run a group with over 100 members who are acquiring clients between $100 and $200 customer acquisition cost through low budget and high budget meta ad strategies that I teach and implement into their business, completely done for them. We record, script, edit all of the video ads, make all of the landing pages, and our success rate is incredibly, incredibly high. So if you are interested in joining that, JTM Empire below, but more to the point, you turn that off for some reason. And this is the exact same error that I see across my group. It's worth understanding properly because I'll be honest, this is costing people genuine years of their business's success. The unprofitability was in the delivery. Okay, it was not in your acquisition. Your acquisition was working. What if we brought your CAC to 367? What if we brought it up quite a lot more? But you covered a setup fee, $400, right? But you attracted a better quality person who's willing to pay $297 per shown appointment, or a pay per lead, pay per shown appointment hybrid where you don't have to worry about profitability. You're covered. So why did we just switch? Like, you basically just gone, my F1 car isn't starting. Okay, fuck that. I'm going to go to the coldest traffic physically possible and hope that works. It's like, no, dude. All you needed to do was just resolve the pricing structure, your profitability issue. You had one problem to solve, which is profitability, but you just bailed on it because you couldn't see it. And this happens a lot. You sell show-up rates. Your own show-up rate is 38%. Why? That's SMS, my friend. Welcome to SMS. That's unfixable unless you go to ads. You realistically, in my experience, and people will try and tell me otherwise, and like, good for you, real good for you, real proud that you get, 68% show rate on your SMS, real happy. But like, I have so much data, you gotta understand, I've been running cold SMS a very long time. We don't do it now, but we used to. Like, the cold SMS previously is what I'm commenting on, is that our show rates have never creeped above like 40%, 50% on that. So you need to reposition into ads 100%. And cold SMS doesn't cost you 500. It costs you your calendar. Your calendar's full of shit. And it costs you your time, more importantly. Like, you're putting all of this time into cold SMS when you know that these clients don't retain. Like, we've clarified this so many times. These clients do not fucking retain. It feels like it's free, but it's costing you these hours and hours and hours of progress. Take that 500, put it straight into B2B ads. You'll sign between 1 and 2 clients, right? That is what you need to do. We'll move on to the next section now. And let's look at your current economics and obviously the profitability problem you've brought up. You say that profitability is your number one constraint, right? I'm going to agree with you there. I really, and the reason I'm agreeing with you is because across this group, the number one issue that I've been fixing like a fucking machine recently for the last month is profitability. Like, everyone's really struggling to get the balance right. And it's hard, bro. Like, pricing it right, getting the balance right, like, you eat the risk so that you can sign more clients, but then it comes with the downsides, which is you need to get your pricing structure good. So I think what you did here is you looked at it and basically went, right,
profitability is my problem. Let's go balls to the wall with the appointment price, which don't get me wrong. Does that solve a problem? Yes, but it actually creates another problem, which is basically the churn. So when you increase your appointment price too high, they constantly reevaluate the appointment, and they go, do you know what? That wasn't worth 300. That one didn't convert, and then they churn quicker. So what I've done with everyone is we either get the client to cover ad spend, which is not my preferred way, or the best one that we're doing now for everyone, which is printing, is the pay-per-lead and the pay-per-shown appointment hybrid. They love that because you're getting rewarded for each valuable action you provide them. And they fully understand it. They're like, fucking hell, yeah, that makes loads of sense.
Yeah.
I'd even say, Yash, bro, like it's going to be easier to sell because it's like $40 a lead, 97 measly bucks per appointment. It's not like you're pitching 300 appointment. You've already closed it. Have you closed this client on 300 per appointment too?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, that shows that you're quite good at sales because that's a high appointment price. We charge $350 per appointment, but we're in a bit of a higher ticket niche. So if you're pulling off a 300 sale, you realize you're going to literally smash it on pay-per-lead hybrid. Like you could do really good there. So that's fine. Perfect. Yeah. Now, you've wrote out the metrics for the clients. And we're just going to kind of debrief them to see where the bottleneck actually is. B2C spend, kind of $500, 7 appointments generated. So you have a good cost per appointment. 3 billable shows, obviously a 50% drop off there. 50% is quite concerning. What was the main reason why they were not billable? Was it like out of service area or what happened?
Yeah, a couple of them are out of service area and a couple of them just canceled the appointment.
Okay. And what's your process after someone's booked an appointment? Do you have a setter or someone who calls them to verify?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. We have someone who calls the leads up to verify. And you also send them like text notifications to remind them for the appointment.
Okay, understood. And the cancellations, did it happen quickly after booking or was it close to the actual meeting time?
Yeah, close to the actual meeting sign.
Interesting. Okay, got you. And revenue 900, ad spend 500. So gross profit before setter was 400, obviously very, very low. This sort of stuff would be obviously fixed significantly because you would have had 14 leads sold at 40 to make you some money and profit. And then, of course, you would have had the PPSA style, which would be 3 on top, 3 times 97. So you already would have been in a better profit position with that offer. I feel like it's not even a delivery issue. Like, obviously, 50% show rate is concerning, but this randomly can happen. It sounds like a last-minute cancellation, which was basically why I asked. If it was a quick cancellation, that shows you have a funnel issue. They're not liking what they're hearing or seeing. If it's a near cancellation, then that's just a delivery thing. That just happens.
Also,
go ahead.
Also for the client, I'm spending I'm charging him for $40 per lead. Like his leads, to be honest, they aren't that good quality. Like out of probably 20 leads we've gotten, only like 2 have booked in, like self-booked in an appointment. And he's also texting me like the leads aren't the best quality right now. So I'll probably need to like increase the price per lead and ask them like a few more qualification questions before we can dub.
What's your method of generating leads? Landing page or lead forms mostly?
Yeah, like I tried landing page. I spent like $50 on it, but I didn't get any leads from there. I also tried OTP like this is just for this one client itself. I also tried OTP verification for him, but still like I spent $60, got 0 leads. But I added like 2 more questions. Like I have like 2 questions in my lead form right now, and the cost per lead right now is around like $15 or so for him. And before I had only 1 question. Yeah.
So right now it's on lead forms where he's complaining about lead quality, right?
Yeah.
Okay, got you. And on your landing page, what was your question structure? Did you ask for name, number, email first and then quality control questions? Like what did it look like roughly?
I just asked them for name, email, phone number, and zip code. That's it. 4 questions.
Got you. And the reason it didn't work, you said, was like cost per lead was too high, nothing came through.
I spent $50. I got like 10 clicks, but 0 leads. And I was charging him $40 per lead. So yeah.
I know why. So I can give you an exact fix to this. So here's the psychology of landing pages, is that if they land onto the landing page and you ask them name, number, email, zip, they look at it and go, why? You haven't earned anything yet. So what we do is we do it like this. We have we call it the ultra low friction question. Are you a homeowner? Then the next low friction question would be, are you located within X minute drive of a certain area? That would be an example. Or what's your home type? Something like that. Then you would ask them name and email. This is a separate question. Where can we send the quote to? For example, is what we say at that step. Where can we send your quote, name and email? Then we say phone number. Phone comes right after, because it's a higher friction step. And then there's a button that says get my quote that they press right at that point, get my quote. So they're like, well, I just got to put my number in to get my quote. We're nearly there. So it takes these friction steps and breaks them into lower chunks. Now, you'd look at that and go, Jack, surely the CPL is going to be through the roof, mate. You're asking so many questions. I ran a huge split test recently and it doesn't. So asking more questions and breaking them up into small, low friction questions on a landing page, you can custom code it with Claude, make it nice and flowy, nice and pretty. It works so much better. The cost per qualified lead, we had one guy in the group actually today who I looked at his metrics. He had a 39 CPL on a landing page that just asked name, number, email at the start. You'd think it would be cheap. It's just one question, right? Now that we did that exact structure below, his CPL's down to, I think it was $13. Like, it's not even a small difference, brother. It's like night or day. You wouldn't believe how useful it is. So that will solve your quality issue as well as solving your cost problem. So with your landing page, the next time you build one, send it to me. I'll verify that it's done properly in that order. And then I promise you, run it. Trust me, it will produce a lower CPL. The quality will be good. So that'll save his ass. And then you can keep charging. You don't need to increase your price, dude. Thought you can get away with that, no problem. And then PPSA client had roughly the same problem. I think obviously the problem is all engulfed itself. You say here that the change you're considering is you want the client to cover their own B2C ad spend. I think that's good. Like, that is obviously a solution. Maybe it's not the easiest solution to implement, but it's definitely a solution. You want the opinion on whether it's the correct structure and what exactly should be the standardized offer. So, and then we'll obviously go into expenses in a minute, which is very helpful. But let's clarify one thing on the offer. Like, I personally believe, and this is niche specific for anyone watching, this is specifically for the flooring niche, is that I wouldn't get them to pay ad spend and the PPSA price. They're going to have friction towards it. And I just feel like it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. Your CAC's going to increase so much. If you pitch them the pay per lead, pay per show appointment hybrid, they'll still look at it with the same value. Now, in a lot of our, by the way, we actually do run that offer with the hybrid at the moment. Now, we say to them, we call your leads, qualify them, schedule your appointments, ensure they show up, and follow up with your own deals. We list out those 5 things we do for them. We say, we on our ad, showing the value. So we lead with value instead of a really weird offer like only pay me per show an appointment, no money, it's all free. You know what I mean? Like, we basically lead with the value stack, which attracts us higher intent leads. So with your ads, I recommend you do the same. The $1 down thing, I think it's okay, but let's try and get a bit of money up front to cover our CAC. I want you to be at a 1-to-1 CAC collected to cash. So if it's going to cost you $200 to get a client, I want you to charge them $200 as a setup fee, not a lead cost, not an appointment deposit, setup fee. What do you think about that hybrid offer? Like, instead of covering ad spend, do you feel like that would be easier to sell for yourself?
Yeah, for sales, it would definitely be easier. I guess so. Even in that 97 per appointment, we charge them for the lead plus 97 for if we get them. So like around 147 if we get them both.
Yes, correct. Exactly.
Okay. And I think I might need to increase my cost per lead because like right now, on average for most of my clients, it's around like $25 or so, but or probably around $25 to $30. But this client, like he just wanted like cheaper leads. So I'm running like a different type of ad for him, where instead of like lean mean machine, which used to get me better quality leads, I'm running like get your flow replaced in 1 day. And I think that might be also one of the reasons why the leads aren't that good quality.
Sure, I understand. Yeah, you're probably right. And you could, in flooring, probably charge anywhere from 55 to 75 per lead. Now, let me give you a little bit of info on this. I recommend you sell the leads in 2 different bulk patches. You can sell 55 leads, 55 cost, that's $55 per lead. And you can sell something like 95. Now, you're probably looking at 95 and going, what the fuck do you mean you can sell that expensive, right? Yeah. You can do it based on quality control. What I do on my sales calls at the moment, I show them 2 different types of quality control funnels. I show them one funnel where we ask loads of questions about their budget, their timeline. That would be for the high quality leads. Now for the lower quality leads, maximum volume, we'll call it the volume pack or something, they can pay 55 per lead. What does that enable you to have? Breathing room, right? Because with 55, you got to think about it. They can't actually complain about quality because that's what they've paid for. You know what I mean? Like, so it puts you in a very good position. And then in a churn scenario where you'd usually churn people, they'll actually upgrade and pay more for better quality. So it's a clever like trick to be able to get people to pay more. And also it's like, it's realistic, buddy. If you're going to ask loads of quality control questions, you're not going to do lean machine. You can, cost per lead is going to be higher, isn't it? It's going to be $40. And then you can actually focus on your objective is to get them high quality, right? But never in your service delivery, probably over the last 12 months, have you been able to have the luxury of getting someone good quality because you're always worried about your margins. By doing this and giving them the option of high quality, low quality, and also charging it lead and booking, you put yourself in a great position. See what I mean? Like they're two different options. Okay, sick. Fantastic. Okay, good. So I think that's like a massive needle mover for you, but let's continue on with things like your expenses and stuff like that. Biggest ongoing expenses, we've got GHL, cold SMS. That's quite a bit for cold SMS. B2C meta ads, obviously one of the bigger expenses is always going to be meta ads. And then you've also got personal prices as well for other things. Now let's have a look a little bit more. Okay, got you. I think let's isolate anything here that can be cut. I really don't think there is anything. I think cold SMS should be repurposed, mainly because like that $500, if you repurpose that into ads, you'd sign 2 to 3 clients if it was done correctly. So let's get laser focused on nailing your ads so that we can achieve a $150 to $200 customer acquisition cost, which with the right offer and the right ad creation is very, very achievable, even in some of the most burnt niches. So flooring, we can 100% achieve that. That's kind of what you wanted to do. Did you want to move into ads more so than cold SMS, or are you planning on keeping them both running side by side for a little while and phasing into one or the other?
Yeah, my plan initially was starting B2B ads and just having them cover the ad spend to make sure like my clients cover the ad spend to make sure like I'm profitable. But like I just understood like this model where we charge them per lead and per appointment. So I'm just still thinking about that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Fantastic. That's good. And let's move over this. So niche history, obviously you've kind of gone through many different niches. I think there's only one thing to say now, which is that you're in a good niche that does not require change. We are staying in flooring and we're going to make flooring work. We'll just need to adapt our ads and our offer to fit the niche instead of trying to obviously move around and breeze through different niches. Here you mentioned like obviously with epoxy, acquisition worked, the quality of the business owners wasn't good. SMS, they couldn't really afford $250 per shot appointment. Like there's a lot of stuff like this. We're just getting the wrong type of people. So we'll make sure that we're targeting, like you said, there's people in flooring that are good quality. We just need to attract them with the right messaging. Current B2B situation, almost entirely on cold SMS, 2,000 SMS per day. Your positive reply rate is basically within KPI of 1%. Your booking rate is low. Like there's no question about that. Is that your total booking rate on SMS sent, by the way? Probably is.
Yeah, it's data for like the first 10 days of this month, first 10 to 15 days of this month. Yeah.
No, that makes sense because that's total booking rate on SMS sent. That's not like per positive reply. My bad. Show rate 38%. To be honest with you, that's actually okay for SMS. Your metrics on paper look good, but you're saying here the SMS does generate opportunities, but it also creates part of your complexity problem. You're speaking with different types of contractors, somewhat flooring, kitchens, bathrooms. Like there's a huge mix instead of a standardized product, which is obviously going to be a huge constraint for the business. You're considering moving into the meta ads for one acquisition channel, a little bit more predictability. And you want the opinion on whether you should do that specifically. Now, I look at this and I see on paper, it looks pretty. And cold SMS has always drawn many, many people into its big pendulum, right? I don't think it's very good. I really don't think it is. And I think your money, that $500, 100%, like cold SMS is a short-term thing. Like it can make you feel like you're achieving something. You'll be able to sign a client and feel busy. But that client will not be good quality and will not retain. That $500, if put into meta ads, is going to produce you worst case scenario, 1 to 3 good clients, or maybe one high quality client out of it, which retains and pays you more. So I definitely believe repurposing the spend in B2B ads is going to draw you a lot more. Now, sales. This is obviously over the last 19 days, therefore all from cold SMS. So I'm going to judge them slightly differently to how I would judge Meta ads because it's cold traffic. You've had 26 calls. You've had 18 qualified calls. You've had 3 clients closed. So that's actually not too bad. That's roughly 17% close rate on qualified calls, 12% close rate across all calls. So that's pretty reasonable. Your close rate on qualified calls is not ideal, but it's cold traffic. Like, it's very normal to have that. On cold traffic, a close rate between 10 and 20% is generally KPI, so you're well within that.
Okay.
One thing you feel like is hurting you is you're not selling the exact same thing every time. So probably the reason why these metrics look okay is because we're not uncovering the true problem behind it, which is, yes, you're getting clients. Maybe you're getting on paper quality clients, but it's the way that you're selling them on whatever you think gets the sale. We're doing what we need to do to get the sale. And you can see, like, there's so much variation in what you've sold, like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
And that's obviously going to bite you in the ass, because this model, brother, it doesn't matter about sales. It doesn't matter about it. What it matters about is your B2C. We have a guy in the group, literally, who I've turned his B2B ads off. I said, turn them off, mate. You don't fucking need them. He's got 3 or 4 clients now, and he is pouring his money into B2C and bringing in like 15 leads a day for one person who's paying a shitload of money. So the point is, the easiest money that you will ever make in this model all originates from delivery. And what you've done is you've brought loads of people in on the front end into all these different models, which is going to cause delivery to be very hard, which is where all the money comes from. So we've taken the short, easy route out of getting a little bit of cash. But in your case, like, obviously it's not much, and it's probably $1 down a lot of the time. So with B2C, it's going to be hard. But you've identified that many times, which shows you're fully aware of it. So that's good.
Yeah.
B2C setting and delivery. Let's have a look. You have a B2C setter, and the speed to lead hasn't been good enough. Got you. Right. Here's how this needs to be fixed with B2C setting, because I personally still, even to this day, we have the same problem for ourselves. I installed Victor AI. Easiest thing you'll ever use in your life. You just go victor.com, install Victor AI into your Slack channel. Now, Victor is in my Go High Level 2. It can scan my Go High Level account. What it does is every single time that a lead notification comes into my Slack channel, my setter has to call the lead. When they call the lead, they mark the notification in Slack with a tick. Now, Victor then says a message after saying speed to lead X amount of minutes. And it warns them if they're falling behind. And it puts a setter scorecard at the end of every single day. It goes into the admin channel with all the team leads and myself, and it says setters who are falling behind. And it publish it publicly in the setters chat so that everyone is name and shamed. So everyone's held accountable, and we rank them. So Victor, and by the way, you do not need to know how to work Victor. I personally have no idea. I had one guy in my group set it up for me, and it's the easiest thing to set up. You just get it in Slack, text it, tell it what to build, and it will do it. So that's a game changer for it. Now let's read a little bit more about what you said.
Welcome back, gentlemen. So let's go ahead and talk about the rebuild and what we actually need to be selling from this point onwards. It's the brand new machine that he is going to be selling. I'm going to call it Hybrid Harry or something like that. Shout out Harry. Hope you're doing well, brother. Fucking hell. 200 setup fee, 555 per qualified shown, or 97 per shown appointment, right? So it's very, very straightforward. Collect something like $200 up front to cover your CAC, 55 per lead, and 97 per shown appointment. The per lead means that your profitability is covered. You're at break even. 97 gives you the high upside, okay? And that's it. That's the offer you run. Why? It just covers you. It just works is the answer to that question. Pay per lead alone, dog shit. No one wants leads. Pay per show alone, you'll have to charge a high pay per show appointment price, which can be hard to actually sell to people, especially in contractor niches. If you combine them two together, like, it fully works, genuinely fully works. Profitability is covered by pay per lead. Complexity, it's one offer to pitch. Sellability, it's cheap as shit. $55 and $97 is pennies, and a 200 setup fee. Churn, here's the thing. Like, at pay per shown appointment, when you're doing high, and I do talk about this quite a lot, 297 per shown appointment or 350, the contractor constantly reevaluates and goes, was it worth $300 for that appointment? Whereas if you charge 97 and 55 per lead, they never really do that reassessment in their brain, and churn is minimized. So that's what we really want to do. Identical delivery, identical spend, but nearly 3 times the profit. But just to tell you something, Yash, brother, excuse me, do not change the service delivery. Got nothing there to change, mate. Like, just change your fucking model, dude. Like, you don't need to, your service delivery is dialed in, but look at the difference. Your gross profit with the same results would be 400 previously and 1300 if you change it to this model. Like, I'm not even fucking kidding you. Me and him at the end of the video did the maths that he needs to hit $23,000 a month. And it's so achievable. It's not even that hard. Let's talk about this. $1 down is exactly why you've never had the money to test with. Like, just cut that shit. Don't do it. Do not do it. Your target CAC is between 150 and 300 now. Just get them paying a setup fee like 300 or 200 to cover it. Okay? Please do not do $1 down. Do not do that. People will look at you and they will think, what is wrong with you? They will not take you seriously. You don't need to run a $1 down offer to sign clients. That's just desperation, right? All we need to really be doing is collecting a small commitment setup fee up front.
Yeah. So you've interviewed a new setter, intend to replace and improve this. You're considering structuring her compensation around the number of clients she handles and the number of appointments she successfully books. You want a fulfillment system where every client follows essentially the same process rather than reinventing the delivery every time. Agreed, because she's going to get so confused. Like, with your setting calls, she's probably confused as fuck because of all these different options, all these different niches. Like, standardizing is not just important for you and the company, it's important for your staff too. Otherwise, they get lost in everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. Replacing the set is definitely important. Building your compensation structure around shows or sales, the two S's, is what she needs to be paid based off of. Now, the better they work and the more effort they put into the company, the more money I always give people. I will randomly, privately message people at the end of the month saying, hey, you did great this month. Here's a little bit of extra cash. Thanks for your effort. So the point behind me saying that is simply to say, pay people based on what they do so that they're incentivized to have good speed to lead.
Yeah.
Number 9, what you think you fucked up. Profitability. Agreed. You think you've taken too much financial risk by covering the ad spend. Yes, definitely. It's more about not necessarily the ad spend. It's about covering the ad spend with a bad offer or an offer that makes the risk so heavy to you.
Yeah.
So you say here the model can make money when delivery works, but when delivery doesn't work, it fucks you. So having a model and a pricing structure that means no matter what you're covered is obviously important. So too many offers. Agreed. This is also, and do you know what's crazy? I think you've actually ranked this exactly how I would do it. So profitability, number 1, too many offers, number 2. Number 3, you say no single acquisition machine. A lot of people say they need multiple acquisition, organic ads and Instagram, YouTube, and then they need SMS and emails. Like, no, I think you need just one that you manage with full intent. B2B ads should be your full focus. I would not spend another dollar or second on SMS. I'd be pumping that straight into B2B and really getting focused on the type of ads you're running, who you're attracting, and building them out to get the best quality people. Consider video ads too. Everyone just does image ads. Pay a UGC creator $100 to make a couple video ads for you. It'll do very, very good attracting high quality people. B2C speed to lead. Your setter hasn't been contacting leads quickly, which is obviously hurting booking and show rates. Fully agree. You're already putting in a fix. Your diagnostics, if you had to reduce it to one root cause, is profitability. I agree. And then complexity. So you need one niche, which you definitely have, one offer, which I recommend the pay per lead, pay per show appointment hybrid. Alternatively, you can just do ad spend and PPSA. Really, it doesn't matter which one you do. I think the pay per lead hybrid comes with more benefits. One price, sort of. I think giving them the option of high quality and low quality is smart. Maybe not in the beginning. If you want simplicity, just stick with 55. If you want to add in ups, it can be an upsell you bring in later, dude. So maybe don't completely integrate that on step number 1. One B2B acquisition channel, that's going to be ads. One sales call process, which obviously is going to be you just pitching that one offer that you build everything around. And that will then lead to having one B2C fulfillment. So I feel like we covered most things, but let's check. You've obviously written down your checklist here, which is fantastic. What should your exact flooring offer be? I'd say the pay per lead and the pay per shown appointment hybrid. Yeah. Should the client cover ad spend while you charge PPSA? Now that links into this first question. I think that you should cover the ad spend if you're running the pay per lead hybrid. If you're running pay per shown appointment, then obviously get them to cover ad spend. And then you ask the next question, which is the pay per shown appointment price. Obviously that links into the same one as well, which should be covered.
Yeah.
Should I stop offering pay-per lead retainers and custom deals? Oh yes, 100%. Should you keep cold SMS? No, do not keep cold SMS. What should your B2B campaign structure be like? I'll help you with that right now. Got a little blank space, so we'll do question 6 down here. Just remind me. What number should you hit before you consider the model proven and start scaling it? I would say, and here's my rule, B2B and B2C are consistently operating successfully for at least 7 days consistently both. That's when you know like it's working. There's nothing majorly broken.
Okay.
How should you structure your B2C setter compensation? I would pay on shows and sales, like click commission per close. If it's for B2B, so to answer your question better, for B2C, it's going to be basically you pay her per show and appointment, and you can give her a small basic salary potentially, or bonuses for speed to lead. You know, if she has a good speed to lead score, that's even smarter, which you can track with Victor AI. Like you can give her more money for the actual work she does.
Yeah.
So I feel like we touched most points there to obviously get to your end objective, of 10K a month. We'll cover your meta ads, and then obviously you might have questions. So just to give you the meta ad structure, buddy, really simple. We're going to run an ABO campaign. Now, ad set budget optimization. With your ad spend, depending on what your ad spend is going to be, you're going to isolate creatives into different ad sets. Now, I call them pairs. You're going to have each one ad set with X amount of dollars. I recommend at least $15 per ad set. Ideally, if you can do 20, that's better, but 15 per ad set. You can have 2 image creatives or 1 video, for example. So you might have 2 images, 1 video. You might have 2 images in this one too, right? Now, the reason this works so well is what Meta does, unfortunately, is it forces spend to a weird ass creative that you don't want it to. So like if you put them all in one ad set, it like spam spend onto the wrong one. This completely prevents that. And it means that if this ad set over here breaks, you just go ahead and launch a new ad set over here with $15 a day with the fix in. While the other winners that might be like this one here, you just leave alone. So that would be your meta ad structure. Landing page, I would do Claude coded funnel with 3 low friction questions. 2 low friction questions. And then obviously contact details after as well. So with everything we covered here, is there any questions so far, brother, or anything in particular that you feel like maybe we've missed?
Okay, let's talk about one other thing too, is the volume pack and the quality pack, okay? When you're on sales calls, you do have the ability to be able to change how much you're charging. So for example, you can have the volume and the quality pack. This is later. Don't do this in the beginning. It adds complexity and you might fuck it up on the pitch until you get used to it. I just don't want to add complexity and add variations to what we might be doing. 55 per lead, 97 PPSA. This is just people who come through the funnel. Funnel qualified. That's it. Just answer the questions. Then you might have the quality control pack, which is 75 per lead and 97 per show appointment, or 127 per show appointment. This is budget qualified, where you ask budget and timeline questions, like top tier quality. So you can basically, even if you're not going to like get them to buy this straight away, you want them to be always thinking about this. And if they complain about quality and they get angry about it, it gives you the leverage to then say, oh, well, yeah, you're on a volume pack. And then like you genuinely can just change a potential churn scenario into an upsell scenario where they then just buy the quality pack and upgrade if there's ever an issue. Okay. Nobody I speak to can ever afford $7 or $8 grand a month, is what he said to me. Okay. You're right. Nobody you speak to can. All you need to do is target better quality contractors. Here's the thing, brother, you probably already know this, but you're just not doing it because you probably maybe have a limiting belief around it, right? If you target install-only contractors, they maybe won't be able to afford it unless they're doing $1 million a year, which, by the way, there's loads of companies in that niche doing $1 million a year. If it's a retail plus install shop, they're all going to be able to do it. They will all be able to afford this. So why not target one of your ads specifically towards those people, right? You'll be covered there. Problem solved. 2 kinds of flooring companies. Only one of them can pay. Qualify hard. When you're letting people through, you're going to use a landing page, right? You're going to allow through everyone, okay? However, people under 50K per month, you will not send a trigger back to Meta. People over 50K per month, you will send a trigger back to Meta's pixel. Then what happens is Meta learns, and over time, your quality will start to look like this. That's exactly what happens. And this here is where the cash is made. You just need to be patient enough to wait 3 to 7 days to get to that point where it starts to really take off. And most people aren't. Same $500, different channel, do not run both. Right, just scrap the SMS. Let's put it really clearly. Get rid of it. You do not need it. You already have a proven CAC in the niche. If you target higher up the food chain, your CAC will increase, but you'll get better quality clients that can spend more money with you, and that's actually worth it. Let's talk about your campaign build, ABO creative pairs. We discussed this, and I just want to walk you through my analogy. This is very, very, very important for everyone to understand. Most people run a system like this, where it's all combined into one, and Meta is just throwing water everywhere, right? It's fucking chaos. Water there, water there, water there, water there, water there. When you have ABO, what the fuck is the M doing there? ABO, you get to control that water flow. Now, I've always called it filling up buckets. You know why? Because a lot of people judge their buckets when they're this full. They say, oh, Jack, no leads, bro. $20 spent, no leads. I'm like, yeah, but you haven't filled up the bucket yet. The water has to overflow, and then guess what? You might have spent $50, but then 2 leads come through. 2 come through, now you're at 25 CPL. So that's the point. I need you to all understand these are all water buckets. You have to wait for them to fill up. ABO enables you to fill up your water buckets with more precision. And then if one of them's shit, you just turn the tap off and bring in a new water bucket and to replace it. And it doesn't negatively impact the campaign. So definitely run that.
Yeah. I mean, can you just like break down like the actual numbers I hit and like I need to hit in order to hit like 10K per month in profit? Like how many clients do you think I need? How many leads do you think I need to generate for them? How many appointments? Things like that.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Let me clear a little bit of space here and we'll go over that. So let's break down the numbers of what you actually need. So what is going to be your daily ad spend? What could you comfortably put into ads, do you think?
Probably anywhere between like $30 to like $50 per day.
Bro, that's actually perfect. You don't really need more than that. So let's just say 50. Now, with a good offer, good pricing structure, good ad creatives, your cost per lead really could be around about 15, right? CPL. Your cost per qualified lead would be probably around about 30. So let's do like worst case scenario. Cost per qualified lead is going to be 30. Now, pretty much every single qualified lead books. It's the leads themselves, the ones that are unqualified that usually don't book. So therefore, we can put it down to like, let's just say 1 to 2 bookings per day, right? So that's 1 to 2 bookings per day. Out of 1 to 2 bookings, worst case scenario, I mean, let's just expand this over the month for a second. So I'm going to expand this over the month so we have a bigger number to go off of. Let's do an average. Let's say that we're not going to do 60 appointments booked in the month because obviously it's going to be somewhere in the middle. Let's do around about 50. Let's just say 50 appointments per month. Now, out of the 50, I'm going to project around about a 60 to 70% show rate. Let's just go ahead and call it 35 shown appointments, right? Out of those shown appointments, let's say that the actual number that you get to pitch is worst case scenario 20 because you disqualify them. They're not a good fit. Shit happens. You know what I mean? Like, let's say worst case scenario, let's give us a big margin, a big drop off of negative 15 there. Out of the 20, I would expect you to close really worst case scenario around about like 30%, 40%, especially with a low upfront offer. It really shouldn't be much at all. So let's just go ahead and say you'll sign 5 to 6 clients within the month itself. Let's say that you have an early churn, like one of them backs out. You've now got 5 clients you're working with. Out of the 5, another one churns early. You're left with actually realistically, let's just say 3 high quality clients that are retainable, because that's just the game, isn't it? We all know that a couple drop off, shit happens, refund requests, let's factor all that in. Those 3 clients, I want you on average to be delivering, let's think, they'll be each, let's say 1, 2, 3, so about 3, let's say 3 leads per day. And let's say 1 appointment per day. Okay. Now let's just do some maths real quick to make sure that our numbers actually end up adding up. 3, let's say you sell at 55. Let's say that one of them books. That's $262 per day per client. Do you see how that's already so much more than what you were doing? Now, if we multiply that by the 3 clients, you're actually looking at a revenue of $786 per day in revenue, which is already putting you nearly at 30K per month. So you can see, brother, like even if, and remember, I took 15 off the list there. I removed 2 clients from like, we are building such a big margin for error. But let me ask you this, like, why do you think it's such a difference? Like, it's this here, bro. It's this. I'm telling you, it's this. Like, the appointments fuck your margins. The leads are what bring you this pure profit. So with the 3 leads, be honest with you, buddy, that's what brought this number up so much. That's how you're going to be able to get to that level. Even if you fucked up and churned like 2 of these with 1 client, you'd probably be able to scratch 7 to 8K this month. Like, if you just got one of the deliveries right out of them, you'll be sorted. But let's keep going with that math. So that's times by 30 days. That's $23,500 in revenue. All right. If we halved that, you're at 10K a month revenue. Like, so to put it clearly, your margin for failure right now, genuinely, you could fuck up 80% of your B2B, B2C, 80% total cumulative, and you're still at 10K a month. That gives you such a good runway. The only reason why this is possible and feels like, wait, what? Is because of one thing. We restructured the offer. Your offer was failing you, dude. I'm promising you, it's just that. I think if you did this, then like the maths straight up add up, dude. Can you get a 30 CPL? Can you get half of them to book? Can you get half of them to show? Out of the ones that show, can you at least pitch 20? Like, all of that's fully achievable. What do you think about
that? I mean, this might be like this is definitely like a limiting belief of mine. But let's say you're telling me like pretty much like 23K per month. And this is with 3 active clients, like 3 clients who didn't churn, who pretty much signed up. So that would be probably like around 7 to 8K per client. So like, I mean, to be honest, like almost everyone I've spoken to on a sales call with, like, I don't think they can afford to pay like 7 to 8K per month, like everything combined.
True, 100%. And the reason why is because these are the people you're talking to. You see these, that 15 CPL, you're getting the 15 CPLers, not the 30 CPLers. So the thing that I said here is these 15 CPL, those low quality leads, I just assumed they're not even going to book and show up. I actually removed them from this entire equation. The only thing I put my attention on is these qualified guys. So in order for all of this to make sense and actually work, you need to fixate on how do I get that ICP? Your video ads, your image ads, your funnel, all have to be only designed to attract that ICP that can afford it. You know, you were telling me about those guys who have like the shop and they also have the installers. Do you think they can afford 8K per month?
Yeah, I definitely think so. Because like I was like seeing a competitor and I was seeing like they are charging, their minimum is like $2,500 per month in retainer plus ad spend. And I think their higher end offer is like 4 to 5K per month. And they are getting like these types of plans on.
For sure, brother. One of my best performing ads is literally me going like, it just cuts straight into the video. So you've got the team, you've got the CSR, you've got the in-house call center, and then I talk about the problems they have. Like I call out what they have so that Meta only shows it to the people that have that and relate to it. Like you have the shop, you have the installation crews, but the one thing you don't have is a successful lead generation system. You know what I mean? Like if you, in your ads, brother, really avoid skimping to the bottom with like $1 down, only pay per this. Like make sure really focus on building ads that only attract the ICP you want, and you'll be able to make this happen 100%.
Yeah, like the client I have right now on like a paper lead offer, like I need to find out like what his problems are and like design ads for similar to him, because like he is a good company. Like he has, I think 3 sales guys and like a bunch of different like, and he can afford, like he is right now getting at least like 3 leads per day. And like there was one day where he got like 10 leads in like one day, and I charged him like, I think $300 or $400 for it. So
brother, I'm really happy you said that, and well done for that idea. That's really, really strong. What I used to do is I used to send people anonymous surveys just to check in and like get some information from them, send them a type form, and basically literally just say to him, this is for feedback on the campaign. We just need to hear a little bit of data, make sure that we're doing everything right for you. Phrase it in his best interest. In amongst the questions, obviously ask questions about the campaign, his satisfaction, how he feels, but also ask stuff like, what made you buy from us? What did you like? What were you potentially concerned about on the sales call? Like we're trying to get truthful. This is what I do for this group too. I ask people, where do you find me? What YouTube videos do you watch? They go back. I get them to open up their YouTube history and tell me what the first video was. Like if you can do that market research with him, just make your ads specifically based off of what he tells you. So like, I think you're onto something for that one. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, dude. Sick. And I'll make you a quick Miro board with my recommendations and maybe some examples as well that will cut in amongst what we've gone through today. And then, I'll just help you craft all these ads. We'll do it slowly and steadily, and then we'll get you cooking. And that's the number I want to see on your Stripe dashboard.
Okay, and let's talk about delivery as well. I know I said before, don't change anything with delivery, but this is more an advice and a piece of information. Previously on landing pages, like you didn't spend too much, but you didn't get conversions because you asked them all at once. Name, number, email, who are you? All these questions. You have to take them through a ladder, a micro commitment ladder. Are you the homeowner? Yes, no. Are you within X minute drive of this area? Yes, no. What's your home type? Where should we send the quote? Name and email. Then you ask for phone number. And then they press get my quote. Why? We ask for the highest intent things, towards the end of the funnel. Otherwise, they just don't fill it in. The psychology behind a landing page like this is something that a lot of people just never get. They think if I ask 5 questions, Jack, my CPL will be through the roof. So then they ask 1 question, it's name, number, email, and address. It's like, no one's going to fill that in, buddy. Your CPL will be low asking multiple questions and splitting them up. Okay? Why? Because nothing's been offered to them yet. Nothing's been earned. So they leave. They don't feel like they're answering a quiz funnel to get a quote. They feel like they're just giving you contact information to get spammed on the phone for the next 3 days. Okay? By the time they get to question 4, name and email, which is easy to give out, they're going to give you the phone number on step 5 because they've already got to that point. Right? They've already got all these micro commitments. They're already hooked into your form. They're just going to fill it out anyway because they're that far in. More questions produces a lower cost per lead. Not necessarily more questions, but splitting the same number of questions into multiple steps does. So that's really important for everyone as the viewer and also Yash to understand. Another thing, the setter isn't necessarily the problem, it's measuring the setter, right? Victor AI. You've got to install Victor AI, and you can literally just install, goes for everyone, install Victor AI, get it into your Slack channel, tell it what you want it to do. Victor AI, I'm going to connect you with my Go High Level. I want you to check for speed to lead in my account, and then give the setter a scorecard at the end of the day, and at the end of the month, give me a reporting on scorecards for the whole team. Okay? Give them a small basic salary if you want, or you can put them on percentage revenue share. They love that, and I love that because it fully incentivizes them to actually do very, very well. They also treat it like their own mini business. Now let's look at the maths here. $50 a day, 3 retained clients, $23,500 a month. CPL 15, qualified 30, 1 to 2 bookings per day, 50 appointments booked per month, 60 to 70 show rate produces 35 shown, worst case 20 are pitchable, that's a 30 to 40% close, leading to 5 to 6 clients. 5 to 6 clients multiplied by 3 qualified leads per day is $165 per day. 1 show appointment per day is 97. $262 per client per day from 1 deliverable per day and 3 qualified leads delivered per day. 3 clients is $786 per day, and that's $24,000 at the end of the month. Right? Even if you half that, you're still doing better than you were before. Okay? This is the thing. You're spending money, you're not bringing in money. You may feel like investing $3,000 this month into ads is stupid because the money's not coming in. Here's the thing, buddy. The time is fucking ticking where this cash will keep coming out. If that money is sitting in the account, not being spent on ad spend, it's as good as not there. There's no point you even having it. Spend it. Get it in. Get it in fucking meta ads and spend. Then the next 30 days will fucking take off. We don't want 90 days. We don't want this, okay, we're slowly getting there, ramping up spend. Brother, if you can go balls to the wall with spend, now is the fucking time, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you found this video entertaining, enjoyable, and also informative. If you would like me to run your business and you would like a done-for-you solution rather than just coaching calls and just show up to the daily group coaching and just do one-to-one calls and guess. No. If you want hands-on, I go in your ad account. I script, record, video, edit all of your ads. Hire you a media buyer, hire you a closer, hire you a setter. If you want a full stack agency built by me, we even go on your Go High Level, build the systems for you, then we will do that for you. Boys, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see a lot of offers that are done for you. We genuinely do it all. Do you know why I did that? It's because you don't need fucking coaching. You never did. You never needed coaching. You needed implementation. And every single person watching this needs to implement. You don't need to learn. You've done enough learning. It's time to now implement it. If you do it wrong, it'll waste so much ad spend. It'll set you back months. Gentlemen, I hope you left with something you can take away from this video. See you soon.